Hello, my name is Michael Williams. I'm a clinical psychologist here at Wellness House, and I've been around here for a long time. Most of Wellness House is 34 years, and it's my pleasure today to get to be with you to talk about Meaning-Centered Psychotherapy, a program born at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center several years ago. Born from the work with folks, patients, inpatient in the cancer center. And when it was recognized that people in the hospital, just in talking about their lives during the course of their receiving treatment there, folks who had mentioned having a greater sense of meaning and purpose in their life, whatever that meant to them, fared better, were just felt better, were more at peace, happier along the way, regardless of what happened with their cancer. And so Bill Breitbart, a psychiatrist at Sloan, really the father of Meaning-Centered Psychotherapy, who, interestingly, was a protege of a woman, also a psychiatrist at Sloan back in the day, named Jimmy Holland, a wonderful person, who literally wrote the book Psycho-Oncology, on which Wellness House and its sister organizations around the world are founded. And so Bill Breitbart, father of Meaning-Centered Psychotherapy, a protege of Jimmy Holland, so kind of all in the family, if you will. And so Bill Breitbart, psychiatrist at Sloan, started to do meaning on purpose, if you will, with patients he had the privilege of caring for at Sloan. And so it started to intentionally ask people about how they felt about their life and their sense of meaning and purpose in their life, and would support people in cultivating that, whatever they decided is meaningful for them. Just to help people really recognize and nourish that sense of meaning in their lives, so that they would feel better too. He started doing lots and lots of research, ultimately was awarded a federal grant to teach this to people around the world. I had the privilege of being in their very first class there at Sloan years ago to get trained in meaning-centered psychotherapy, and have been offering it here quarterly at Wellness House ever since. And in fact, just recently, one of my good colleagues here, Ima, has started offering a Spanish language version of Meaning-Centered Psychotherapy. And so we're very proud of that and privileged to be offering that as well now. And so what I'd like to do with you today is have some slides I want to show you here. And so if you're game, we'll walk through these together. Just so I could give you a sense of what you might experience in the Meaning-Centered Psychotherapy course here at Wellness House, in hopes that you'll be game for taking the course. And of course, lest I forget to say it later, please be in touch with me with any follow-up questions or concerns, and to register, by the way. That's how we do it. Okay, so here you see I'm using Sloan's slides, and so here's their opening slide, their title slide, and you see Bill Breitbart's name down here and Jimmy Holland, and then a little bit about why this is important. I touched on some of these things, but meaning-centered psychotherapy originally was done individually and then expanded into group format, and we are able to do both of those here at Wellness House, although I urge folks to do it in the group format. It's a very rich experience to get to be doing these things, to having these conversations and deep dives with other people who are interested in the same topic, meaning. And so the research showed that people going through meaning-centered psychotherapy, as you see here on the slide, routinely reported experiencing a sense of enhanced spiritual well-being, a deeper sense of meaning, faith, an enhanced quality of life, a decreased sense of hopelessness, depression, anxiety, and some folks who are feeling so low, going through their minds that a hastened death would be okay with them. And for many folks, having a greater sense of meaning in their life reversed that. They got more jazzed about their life, again, regardless of their cancer course. And so it's a pretty profound finding just from people getting involved in recognizing, identifying meaning, what they feel is meaningful in their own life. Meaning is an asset. It's a essential part of being human. Consciously, unconsciously, we crave a sense of meaning and purpose. And so this course takes advantage of that by cultivating that with intent. And so as human beings, we are self-conscious. We're conscious of our own aliveness and existence. Meaning making is something that we pursue unconsciously and consciously. What jazzes us? What are we into? What excites us? What makes us feel connected with ourselves? What makes us feel like we're maxing out on ourselves? What makes us feel, gives us a felt sense of connectedness that we all crave as well. And the capacity for transformation, meaning, I'll say again, a transformation from sometimes feeling like our life has become narrowed, often by stress, concern, fear. Sometimes, certainly a diagnosis of cancer brings that to most people. And so this transformation, even transcendence, to kind of re-expanding ourselves to feel whole in a natural way can just feel very, very good. You would learn that in the course, Bill Breitbart has drawn on other philosophers, authors. Friedrich Nietzsche is one person whose quotes are threaded through the course. Here's one that looms large. She or he who has a why to live for can bear with almost any how, meaning regardless of what's happening for you, the circumstances of the moment in life, even profoundly affecting circumstances, we can feel better if we're grounded, feel like we're standing firmly on meaning. And sometimes, we get knocked off center, but as they say out at Sloan, meaning as a lighthouse helps us regain our path, even when the winds kick up and we get blown around a bit. Viktor Frankl, whose name some of you might recognize from a couple of his popular books, A Man's Search for Meaning, A Will to Meaning, is quoted often in the course. Viktor Frankl wrote about being in a concentration camp and recognizing there that even amidst those terrible, terrible circumstances, people who had a sense of meaning fared better, felt better along the way, which is pretty profound. And so Bill Breitbart makes use of Frankl's work throughout. In fact, it's not a have-to, it's not required for the course, but it can add a sense of meaning if you want to pick up a copy of Man's Search for Meaning, one of Frankl's books, and read it in advance of participating in the course. Just a little bit of definition of meaning itself. Having a sense that one's life has meaning involves the conviction that one is fulfilling a unique role and purpose in a life that is a gift. You have never happened before. You are unique and absolutely special. In the history of happening, you have never happened. And that's pretty amazing. And so to come to regard yourself that way can be a pretty great sensation. A life that comes with responsibility to live one's full potential as a human being. And so there's a charge, not a finger wagging charge, not a should, but an urging to make use of your life because you have these strengths. In so doing, being able to achieve a sense of peace, contentment, even transcendence, as I said earlier, through connectedness with something greater than oneself. And so you are connected with all of this, the rest of life, and so to give yourself that direct felt sensation of that can be quite an exciting experience. Meaning can be thought of as the experience of being fully alive, of being in love with being, having the experience of love, connection, beauty, joy, feeling free, especially free to be your true self, your whole self. Love is connecting in all of its forms. It's a great way to feel bonded with each other in a pleasurable way. Hope connects us to life. Hope is the possibility of meaning, even when we're not sure what's up around the next bend. To have that sense of, even some, quite normal and natural anxiety, what's coming, ahead. To have hope now. How can I feel now? It can feel empowering, calming, give you peace. And here's a little bit of a little more specific in the course. The folks at Sloan have identified 4 what they call sources of meaning that you in the course will fill with your details. But these are like wells, if you will, from which you draw up buckets of meaning. And again, you decide what is meaningful, what you draw up in those buckets. But broadly speaking, experience, just direct felt experience, at the drop of a hat. What experience can you give yourself? For example, nature, arts, relationships, how do they make you feel? And selecting your experiences in those venues. Attitude, have you taken attitudes in life that have served you? And so can you draw on those now? Take those attitudes again during your cancer experience and other things cancer stirs. Creativity, work, deeds, causes, altruism. Can you, and it might mean being creative, artsy, but what's meant here largely is that you can create sources of meaning for yourself. You can say, hey, I want to do this now, this thing I've meant to do, or this thing I just thought of. That can be a source of meaning going forward. And then your history. What has come to you through your history of life, your history through your family, your culture, humanity, that you can draw on. So that's a source of meaning as well. And so there you have it. Just a quick description of what goes on in the course, which, by the way, what it looks like specifically here at Wellness House, 8 consecutive Thursdays for 90 minutes is when we meet, sometimes in person, sometimes via Zoom, meaning one whole course would either be in person, we'd meet each time, each of those 8 consecutive Thursdays in person, and we alternate with doing that on Zoom. And so that would be an opportunity. It's a committed course, so there's an expectation that you do the whole thing. It's a manualized course, meaning you get a workbook, that helps guide you through the course. And what else did I want to say to you? Please be in touch with me. Either you'll see my contact information associated with this slide, or with this presentation rather, and then when in doubt, just call Wellness House and ask for me, Michael. Okay, good to be with you for this bit of time, and hope to be in touch with you. Oh, and I should say, there's an alumni course or alumni program as well. I mentioned we do this course quarterly, once a quarter. Very early on, folks who participated in this, alumni, said this is so important, meaning, can we meet more frequently? And so we instituted very quickly an alumni group, which meets once a month, which is pretty great. Folks who want to gather around meaning meet once a month. And so you would be welcome to that once you complete the course. Okay? Okay, all. Good to be with you. Bye for now.